Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to VIP-bet's daily fantasy broadcast. I'm your host, MattyG, and joining me today is my great friend and DFS pro, Chris, the analyst venturer. Welcome, Chris.
What's up, bud? How you doing, Matt? Glad to be back on here. Excited. Soccer's underway.
Yes.
And that's what we're talking about today. I know you guys are very interested in that.
Premier League, baby. Premier League. What's great about DraftKings and FanDuel is they just came out with DFS soccer or football, however you want to call it. The Premier League has started and we're all pumped for it. There's great games to be played and we're going to go over the basics on what to look for when creating your teams. Chris, once you get on these sites and you're ready to play in the Premier League, what's one of the first things that you're going to look for?
So, yeah, Matt, I'm going to look for a lot of different things. Just one thing I wanted to bring up before we get into this. So we're here in the United States, Brooklyn, actually, and we can't get onto FanDuel's soccer or football usage yet. We could do it in DraftKings, can't do it on FanDuel. I'm sure eventually we'll be able to play, but you guys in the UK can play both. So it's a great thing. They're still working out gambling license things and all that stuff. We're not going to get into that. I just wanted to mention that. So we're going to mostly go over the DraftKings lineups and everything.
Yep.
So the first thing I'm going to look for is the scoring systems.
Yes.
Once again, like we said in football, American football that is, we want to know what's going on. As you can see, Matt, scrolling down, these are all the stats you're going to look for on DraftKings. And starting with the positions, the rosters. You get one goalkeeper, two defenders, two midfielders, two forwards, and a utility player, which is anybody except the goalkeeper.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
So that's pretty simple. So that's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 positions. Like football has 9.
Yeah.
Pretty close. And now we want to go over the systems themselves. Obviously, you guys know what stats to look out for, and you'll see here on the contest rules what you're looking to get. But let's go over the differences with FanDuel and DraftKings, because we do know how FanDuel works. And really, the differences are all with FanDuel, right? FanDuel has added statistics that DraftKings does not. And we're going to go over each one of them. The first one is, for every 5 successful passes that a player makes, you get a quarter of a point, or 0.25 points.
Yep.
Right. So that's something interesting that DraftKings doesn't have. And moving forward from that, playing off of that really, you also get 3 points for every chance created. So what's chance created, man? I'm sure everybody out there knows, but specifically, what would be a chance created?
So a chance created would be any ball given in, basically, that has the opportunity to score. It
Right.
doesn't have to be a goal. You know, you could give a nice cross in, guy puts in a nice header, maybe a save by the keeper, maybe a little bit wide. You just created a chance. Now, if you create that chance and the guy actually does score, double points. You get the assist and you get the chance
Double
created.
points.
Double points.
That's how you stack.
Yeah, we like that. We
We
like getting
that.
double
Let's get
points.
points. But yeah, chance created. So it
Yep.
doesn't have to be a goal, and you guys, I'm sure, know that. But that's 3 points. I mean, if you get an assist, it counts as both an assist and a chance created.
Yep.
So you're adding points to yourself there, and it's really like assist is 7 points on FanDuel. I believe on DraftKings it's 5.
I think it might be 6 points.
6 points on. So you get the 6 plus on FanDuel you get the extra 3, the 7, which is 10. So you can get 10 points just for an assist. The next one, which DraftKings doesn't have, FanDuel does, is you get 1 point for a clearance. So a clearance, Matt, we're talking about pretty much mostly defenders.
Yep. In the box, you know,
Right,
if you-
getting it out of the box.
Clearing it.
Doesn't matter if
clearing
it's a
it
good
from
one.
danger.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's a good clearance or a bad clearance. A clearance is a clearance. You get a point for that, mostly for those defending players in the box. Get it out of danger, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, last but not least, the another defensive stat: shots blocked. So when somebody jumps in front of a shot, they're going to get 2 points for that. Rossi, baby, he'll lead the league in shots blocked. We don't know, but yeah, shots blocked 2 points. So you got these 4 extra statistics that FanDuel adds to the mix.
Yep.
Makes it more interesting and a little bit more in depth, I think.
Yeah, definitely more in depth. Just another key point for you guys who are just starting out. On FanDuel, it's UK players only. So anyone who signs up to FanDuel, you are only playing UK players. So
That's
we
why
can't, play,
play
you guys. Guys can play each
Wish we
other,
could.
invite your friends, play with your friends, have a lot of fun. On DraftKings though, all the player pools are merged. They all could be played together. You could play every sport. So for instance, you're in the UK, you love soccer, there's also 8 other sports to choose from.
Golf, MMA,
MMA, you know.
NASCAR, whatever you want to do.
It's amazing. Other leagues in soccer.
Even video games.
Yep. And you're playing us. You know, people from the US, people in Canada, so it's great. Prize pools could be bigger. You know, there's a lot more people who are going to be getting involved. Now, Chris, we're going to try and help everyone figure out how to make a great lineup.
Yeah.
And give them tips on basically what to look for when actually creating your lineups.
I'm playing daily fantasy sports, yeah.
What's a good thing that people should do when trying to create a lineup?
So, we're going to start off with some of the weekly factors.
Yes.
As opposed to statistics. We'll get to that and the positions themselves. But, you know, you're obviously going to want, and this goes for any sport, really, you're going to want to watch the games. I mean, if you have an opportunity to, especially you guys in the UK, you could probably watch every Premier League game. You want to watch them, you want to see how players are doing, who's in good form, who's not, you know, just anything you can tell from video.
Yeah, you know, soccer is the type of sport where, you know, a guy can have 2 goals in a game, play 90 minutes. He might not have looked good for the 88 of the minutes in the game. So yeah, he has good DFS stats, but he really didn't look that great. Whereas the other forward on the team could have 10 chances, the goalie made a couple of nice saves, made a couple of shots that just went wide. So you really, the points might not actually show how well the actual players did.
Yeah, and if you look right here, you get a point for a shot and a point for a shot on goal.
Yep.
So 2 points just for taking the damn shot if it's on target.
Yeah, so watching the games are important. You see how well the team meshes.
Right.
Whereas like another sport, say for instance American football, you see stats, it kind of shows you what happened in the game. Whereas soccer, it might not. So watching the games,
Especially baseball.
Yeah,
Baseball
watching
very
the
statistical.
games are very, very important. Also, what you're going to want to do is check the tables before you go and make your teams.
Absolutely.
You want to see what type of matchups there are. Maybe you have, you know, Man United playing one of the weaker teams, let up a lot of goals. You're going to want to get those guys in Man U on your team. Right, Chris?
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. You want to make sure you're looking at everything that's going on, who they're playing, where they're playing, are they home, are they good home, are they good away, you know, their form, their recent trends, the spreads of these games. So the odds, you know, over-unders, things like that. That's all things that are going to factor into your decisions and the players you want.
You see Vegas odds coming up saying they're going to 4.5 is the over for goals. Hey,
and Vegas knows.
Yep, Vegas does
Vegas
know.
knows.
It looks like that game might be a high-scoring game. And just so you know, goals do win DFS Premier League. They do win.
We're going to get into that.
Yeah,
We're going to get into that.
10 points, 15 points for goals, a lot.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. A lot of points to be scored. So next, this is kind of a playoff, checking. I'm going to make this part 2B kind of checking the league table and matchups. The team trends themselves. Now, as we all know, soccer or football is a team sport, and the whole team needs to be playing well and mesh together. The chemistry means a lot. So you want to see what teams are hot, what teams are cold. These are things you could check on not only VIP-bet. We're going to have stats out there for you. We're gonna give you all news and updates, but also any site you can go on. DraftKings, FanDuel, they'll have updates for you. They'll have articles, videos like this one right now.
Yep.
We'll have things telling you about it. So try to find out who's hot, who's not, and if the teams you're playing are hot or not.
Yeah, of
right?
course, yeah. Also, what you're going to want to do is go and review the match reports. The match reports are great. They'll tell you, how many shots were by which guys, tell you possession, it'll tell you passes completed, who has the goals, who has the assists, basically the guys, how they're producing for their team. So take a few minutes, read over each of the match reports, and just, get a feel of who's doing what for each team. So it's definitely important to do that and look at the stats basically there.
Yeah. A lot of it is recent trends in soccer. I mean, we all know this. It's important to see that, how people are being used. Are they being used a lot? Are they playing a lot of minutes? These are all important things. Is he in good form? And then next, obviously, a big factor is home and away.
Of course.
Have they been good at home? Do they have a lot of wins at home? Are they scoring a lot of goals at home? Are they not? Are they better on the road?
Yeah.
These are obviously other little weekly factors you got to take into account.
Those are basically all the weekly factors that you're going to be looking at.
Mm-hmm.
You also want to go position by position, and what you really want to focus on when picking these positions.
Mm-hmm.
Now, goalies.
Start with goalies, yep.
Yeah, goalies. I mean, you think, there's
Buffon.
no goals, no this coming from a goalie, but they do accumulate points.
Mm-hmm.
So, what you're going to look for when picking your goalie is basically a goalie that's going to win. You get points for wins. Another key point is a goalie that can get a clean sheet. Clean sheets are extra points. You get the win in the clean sheet.
You got a ton of points
It's
right
a lot
there.
of points.
Yeah.
Obviously, they get points for shots saved, but you really don't want to choose a goalie who's going to get bombarded with shots. You just don't want that to happen. He's going to
Most likely they're going to score a couple of goals.
Exactly. Then you lose that clean sheet. You lose a couple of goals conceded, which are, negative points for your team. So you definitely want to get the clean sheets in there. Those are where you get the winning lineups.
Yeah, but you can't always predict the clean sheets, man,
clean
right?
sheets
So,
are tough.
I think what he's also trying to say is that, you're looking for a goalie, not just the goalie himself, but the defense, the midfield. Do they hold the ball? How's their possession? These all play a part.
Matchup.
As we said, it's a team sport. It's a
Yep.
big-time team sport. The team as a whole has to play well, and you're going to look for the goalies on the good teams mostly,
Yes,
right?
of
And the good
course.
defenses. The next position, and you get two of these players, defenders. Defenders, obviously get points, maybe not as much as forwards and midfielders, but when you need two defenders on your team, and when you're going after defenders, it's similar to a goalie in the sense that you want ones that obviously going to have teams that win,
Yep.
teams that get clean sheets. Defenders get points for clean sheets. Obviously, good defenders who can block the ball, block shots, and do things like that as well. But I think most of all, Matt, you're going to want a defender that can also attack.
Yep,
That can
attack.
come up the wings and get in position to cross the ball,
Assists.
assists, chances created,
Yeah.
all that stuff. You agree?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the wing backs basically could be a total package. You could get block shots, you could get clearances, you can have the guy be running up the line, doing a lot of passes, crosses, chances created, like we said, maybe even a lucky goal here or there. They're part of both the offense and the defense. Those are the type of guys that you're going to be looking for. Guys who can accumulate points
More opportunities
from everywhere.
Mhm.
It's not just offense, it's not just defense, it's everything.
Right.
So that's definitely, and you also want them to get clean sheets. They also get points for clean sheets, just like the goalies.
Right.
So yes, you want a good defense, a nice goalie behind them. It all counts.
Right. These are all factors you got to consider, right? So next, the midfielders.
Mm-hmm.
You get two of those, obviously, as well. As you can see on the screen, we're starting to make a lineup. We're starting to pick players. You can see, just like when we showed American football, you have your list, the salaries, their points per game usually, who they're playing, all things you need to know.
You got the weather right here, how it's going to be.
Right.
You got a lot of stuff right on the site.
And if you want more, obviously you could look. VIP-bet has stuff. We'll give you a lot of stuff to start, especially for you beginners. And I know you're not beginners in the world of soccer, but
Nope.
beginners in the world of DFS.
Yeah.
So, midfielders. What do you want in midfielders? Obviously, you're going to want attacking midfielders. You're going to want midfielders on the wings. You're going to want midfielders that have opportunities to create chances and get you points. Because, maybe there are great defensive midfielders out there, but more often than not, they're just going to have those defensive stats. You want the people that can do everything, right?
Of course, yeah. You want some wingback midfielders, not wingbacks, but midfielders who are on the wings, getting up the line, crosses, getting created chances. Maybe even doing a little combo midfielder forward. Get the assist goal type combos. Those actually could go a long way. So yeah, you're looking for midfielders who produce, who are active in the game, passing, shooting, crossing, just all around, all over the place. Someone who doesn't stop. Midfielders can accumulate a ton of points even if they get that bomb goal from distance. So it's definitely something to look at when talking about midfielders.
Right. And then when you go from midfielders and now you're going to pick your two forwards, right?
Mm-hmm.
A key thing to look into, which is important, because we're going to stay with midfielders and transition to forwards nicely here by saying you're going to look for sometimes forwards on the same team as those attacking midfielders. You're going to double your points and give yourself, a great opportunity to pass a lot of people by having a midfielder and an attacking player on the same team. You might not want to go over 2 players per team. You might just want to stick with just 2 players on the same team, have the rest of your team on different teams. But, having that combo is very important, especially the midfield and the forward position, right?
Of course. I wanted to touch up what he said. Don't really try and have more than 2 guys on a team. Because basically what's going to be winning you these are goals. And in soccer, you're not going to get 10 goals.
Goal production.
7, 8 goals. You're going to get 2, 3, and it's going to be hard to spread them out over 5 or 6 guys if you want to pick them from one team. So pick from, one of the 2 guys from the team you think are going to have the assist or the goal. Those are the guys that are going to win you the games.
Right.
DFS tournaments.
And if you look, obviously right now this is just a tournament with 2 teams, so you're going to have a lot of players on the same team.
Course, yeah.
But, most of the time if there's a slew of games, a whole
10,
slate,
yep.
5, 10 games, I don't know how many, it doesn't matter. The more games, try to separate it a little bit. But if you have a nice forward midfield combo that could really work to your advantage. And one thing I want to add to forwards, obviously goal production is the most prominent thing. A lot of forwards are just strictly forwards.
Yep.
But, you might want to look, once again with the matchups, into the team they're playing. Maybe they're not the most prominent forward, in the world. Maybe they're 3rd or 4th ranked forward in the Premier League.
Yep.
They might get a lot. You might get great value by grabbing him because he's playing a poor defensive team. Maybe the team he's playing is in bad form, have been giving up a lot of shots, a lot of chances.
You keep saying it.
Matchups. I mean,
that's really what it is. It's not year long. It's daily. After this week, you make your teams for next week. It's totally different. Your information's going to be different. The whole matchup's going to bring you liking other guys over different players. So you definitely want to focus on that in the matchups for the most part. Whenever you're picking defenders, goalies, it's very matchup oriented. Going after those guys who are having a little cold streak, getting the guys that are having a hot streak. That's very important.
And I feel like forwards sometimes are very streaky. So a lot of times, you're going to see that on your lineup. I mean, there'll be a guy like, for instance, Gareth Bale or Aguero at the top because, obviously this is a world-class player, Gareth Bale. He's going to be the most expensive forward. But there might be a forward down the list a little further that's in great form. Maybe the last 3, 4, 5 games he's been scoring goals.
Yep.
He hasn't moved up the list yet because he hasn't proven it for long enough. But that recent trends say otherwise. And plug them in. Take advantage of what DraftKings and FanDuel give you, because a lot of times they'll give you great values.
Yep. And now the last position that you have
utility
is the utility.
Who would you pick then, Matt?
I would probably go forward all the time.
All the time, yeah.
Because who's getting you the most points? Would you rather have only 2 forwards or 3 forwards in a daily fantasy game? I personally, and I think a lot of winning strategies are going to go forward here, because if you have goal from the 3 forwards.
I don't know, Matty. I might have to disagree with you here. Now listen, don't get me wrong. Matt knows more about soccer than I do. I love soccer and I know about it, but I just think that maybe an attacking midfielder, like a central attacking midfielder or a wing midfielder, just for the reason that a forward usually is going to score goals. Maybe he'll get some passes and whatever, but the midfielder has a better chance of accumulating more points, I think, overall in a whole game because, he's going to not only give you crosses, he's going to get you assists, chances created. He's going to take his own shots. He's going to do a lot. He's going to have, I think, a lot more opportunities to do things like that. So it's very important to look into that as well.
Yeah, of course.
Now, we disagree.
Yeah, it happens sometimes, not too much.
Not often.
So now we went over what, some of the topics you should be looking at, some of the stats you should be looking at. We're now going to go into where you can enter these lineups. And I know most of you are going to be new from the UK playing on DFS. You're going to love these sites. They have a wide variety of different game types to play. You can invite your friends and challenge them. See who knows the most about EPL. So you can create the best team for bragging rights. They also have, just like we explained in our American football, they have cash games and tournaments. Now, we'll click head-to-head here. I know you like head-to-head.
Look, they got a practice one.
Yeah.
$0 practice is the total prize.
Mm-hmm.
Just a way for you guys, you beginners. See, they know, a lot of people know because soccer or football for you guys in the UK there is relatively new to daily fantasy sports. Am I wrong? Mm-hmm. FanDuel's just coming out with it this year, and DraftKings started a year ago, I think. So there's practice. This is good. A lot of you guys are beginners to DFS, so this is perfect for you. Soccer is what you're going to want to do, obviously, mostly, and there's opportunities here to make money. You want to do just like on any other sport, head-to-heads, cash games, or 50-50s, those are all cash games, or the big tournaments. Right now, for this 2-game slate, you got a $5,000 GPP.
Yeah, only 2,000 people.
Click it. Let's see what it's about. $400 for first place. You pay $3. A max entry of 15 opportunities.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's not a ton of money, but make different lineups. And especially when you have a day in the EPL where you have 6, 7, 8 games playing, these prize pools are going to get up there.
Yeah. And it's fun. I mean, you have these guys on a team that could potentially make you money, and you watch them, someone scores a goal, you start going nuts. You start flipping out. You love it. You love it. You know, it's great. It's a lot of fun. I mean, there's money to be made, and as it keeps expanding into other countries and growing, this is only going to get bigger.
Yeah,
we all know that football is the biggest sport out there, and everybody loves it. You know, and there's a reason. It's amazing.
Exactly.
You know? It's amazing.
And another thing I wanted to bring up, obviously, like we said on the last broadcast, you could create your own contest, invite your friends, make it your way. But obviously we can't right now. But the other thing is, because it's so new, and you guys are getting in early, keep an eye out, because I think over time, as this gets bigger in Europe, the UK, not only will you have higher prize pools, but you're going to get higher prize pools just from, I think all these leagues are going to start mixing in together.
Yeah.
You know, right now you could see, show them, you got the EPL, you got La Liga as well.
Got the Mexican League,
and
you got...
I mean, MLS and Mexican League isn't going to combine probably with the La Liga and EPL, but the European leagues eventually will combine together. Eventually you'll have Serie A, you'll have the Bundesliga, you know, the French League One. You're going to have all different types, and the Champions League. Yeah. I mean, you're talking about big prizes once this thing spreads. Yeah. So I think getting in early, get your practice in, use VIP-bet to join these contests with some free rolls and some promotions that we give out, like we said. You're going to have a lot of fun, guys.
Yeah, I hope you guys learned a lot from this. We're going to be here for you guys day in and day out. If you have any questions about today's broadcast, shoot us an email. Hit us up on social media.
Yep.
You know, we're around. We're here to help you. We're here to tell you, show you how to be successful long term in these games. And there's a lot of money to be made. There really is. You know, everything's coming from VIP-bet. You know, we're going to have everything for you guys, promotions, everything. So
we're gonna
just
help
to help you guys build your bankroll, some free rolls, maybe create a couple of leagues where you could play us too.
I mean, I don't know if taking advice to 2 Brooklyn Guineas in soccer is the best thing, but we know our stuff. And we're not going to lie to you. We're not going to tell you the wrong things to do. And you're new to DFS, so we want to help you. We want you to make money. We want you to be successful.
Yep.
And we want you to have fun.
Yeah, it's going to be
fun.
Love
it.
We're going to be here.
Great.
It's going to be great. You know, we hope to see you, you know, in the games, playing some leagues with us. You know, it's going to be a great time.
Yeah, and look out for the future. We're going to have some with the pros like me, Matt, a couple of the other guys at the VIP-bet team are going to have their lineups posted. You're going to see, you know, what our best lineups were, and we're going to give out little contests here and there. If you could beat them, great. If you know, just something to play around with. Basically, you're going to have a lot of different things.
Don't get upset when people from New York beat you. And there you go, okay? But you know, thanks guys for watching. Keep checking back on VIP-bet for any new podcasts that we make, any new videos. So, thanks guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Peace
We out. Let's go, baby. You play some FIFA?
I just started streaming.
We're looking forward to hearing from you. Get in touch with us. VIP-bet, your place to win.